In the last lecture, we have completed the pure rotational spectra. Today, we will begin a new chapter called the vibrational rotational spectra. So today we are doing this lecture. We are going to start a new lecture, new chapter, vibrational rotational spectra. Okay, of PS 5502. So in the chapter of rotational spectra, we have studied that the molecule is rotating about an axis passing through the center of mass. In the chapter of rotational spectra, we have studied that two atoms of the molecule is rotating about an axis passing through the center of mass, which is called axis of rotation. And due to the rotational motion of the molecule, the rotational energy of the molecule is going to change. And when molecule makes a transition from one rotational level to the other rotational level, it gives a rotational spectra. Okay. Over and above the rotational motion, the molecule is doing the another motion called the vibrational motion. Two nuclei. This is nuclei 1 or atom 1, you can say. Nuclei 1, nuclei 2. Okay. Two nuclei of the molecule, two atoms of the molecule are vibrating about the equilibrium position. And when two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating relative to each other, their vibrational energy is going to change. Okay. And when molecule makes, due to the vibrational motion of the molecule has vibrational energy and vibrational energy level. When molecule makes a transition from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level, we get the vibrational spectra. So I show the vibrational level of the molecule. These are the different vibrational levels of the molecule I have shown. In the chapter of rotational spectra, we have discussed about rotational levels of the molecule. Okay, here we are going to consider that two nuclei of the molecule are oscillating or vibrating about their equilibrium position. Two nuclei or two atoms of the molecule are vibrating about their equilibrium position along the internuclear axis, and due to the vibration of the molecule, due to the vibration of the nuclei, molecule has vibrational energy and vibrational energy level. When molecule makes a transition from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level, it gives the vibrational spectra. Okay, as you know, in the rotational spectra, the rotational quantum number is denoted by J. Here, the vibrational quantum number is denoted by nu. So I show this is the lowest vibrational level, for which nu is equal to 0. So this is the upper vibrational level for which nu is equal to 1, and for this vibrational level nu is equal to 2. So rotational quantum number is denoted by J, okay, and the vibrational quantum number is denoted by nu. So for the lowest vibrational level, vibrational quantum number nu is 0, and then nu is equal to 1, nu is equal to 2. They are the upper or higher energy levels, vibrational levels. Okay. So first of all, we will see that two nuclei of the molecule are oscillating about their equilibrium position along the internuclear axis. Two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating along the internuclear axis. Due to the vibrational motion of the molecule has vibrational energy and vibrational energy level. When molecule makes a transition from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level, it gives a vibrational spectra. Okay. What you are doing in the Navaratri? You are doing both the motion, rotational motion and also vibrational motion. So in Navaratri, you are performing two motions, like rotational motion around the Mataji. You are doing the rotational motion. Along with the rotational motion, you are also vibrating your body. Okay, about the equilibrium position. Similarly, molecule is performing two motions, rotational motion along the axis of rotation, and two nuclei of the molecule are oscillating or vibrating about the equilibrium position along the internuclear axis. So due to the vibrational motion of the molecule has vibrational energy and vibrational energy level, and molecule makes a transition from one vibrational level to other. It gives the vibrational spectra. So I write the first important feature, that vibrational rotational spectra arise. First important principal features of the vibrational rotational spectra is this, that vibrational rotational spectra arise from transitions of molecule. How do we get the vibrational spectra? So I write the first important salient feature of the vibrational spectra, that vibrational rotational spectra arise due to the transition of the molecule between vibrational levels. Associated with same electronic state. So this is the first important feature of the vibrational spectra, that vibrational rotational spectra arise from transition of the molecule between two vibrational levels of the molecule which belongs to the same electronic state. See, I have shown the vibrational level which belongs to the same electronic state. Electronic spectrum we are going to study in the next semester. Okay, so the first important feature I written, vibrational rotational spectra arise from transition of the molecule from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level, which gives the vibrational spectra. Okay. Now, as you have seen that rotational spectra is obtained in the far infrared region, so this vibrational spectra is obtained in the near infrared spectrum. So second important feature I write, that the spectra, vibrational spectra, is observed in near infrared region whose wavelength is 1 micron to 100 micron of electromagnetic spectra. Okay. So you can, I have written the salient important features, that vibrational spectra is observed in the near infrared region of electromagnetic spectrum whose wavelength is 1 micron to 100 micron, while rotational spectra was observed in far infrared region. So this is the difference, that rotational spectra we are getting in far infrared region, and vibrational spectra is observed in the near infrared region of the electromagnetic spectra, and it is obtained, vibrational spectra arise due to the transition of the molecule from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level. These vibrational levels are denoted by vibrational quantum number. The symbol for vibrational quantum number is nu. For the lowest vibrational level, nu is 0, and then nu is 1, 2, 3. They are the higher vibrational levels. Okay. Now we will see that okay, so the first important feature we have written, that vibrational rotational spectra arise from the transition of the molecule from one vibrational level to the other vibrational level. And vibrational spectra is observed in the near infrared region of the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. Now we have seen that rotations, there are two types of molecule: homonuclear molecule which do not possess the dipole moment, and heteronuclear molecule in which the center of positive charge and negative charge is not coincided. Okay, they possess the permanent dipole moment. So homonuclear molecule, positive center and negative center are coincided, so they do not possess the dipole moment. And heteronuclear molecule in which the center of positive charge and negative charge are not coincided, so they possess the permanent dipole moment. We have seen in the chapter of rotational spectra that rotational spectra is obtained only for heteronuclear molecule which possess the permanent dipole moment. Similarly, here also the vibrational spectra is obtained only for heteronuclear molecule which possess the permanent dipole moment. So that is the important feature that I write here. Second feature, like pure rotational spectra, like pure rotational spectra, vibrational rotational spectra like pure rotational spectra, vibrational rotational spectra are obtained only for heteronuclear molecule. Which possess permanent dipole moment. So this is the feature, same feature as in the case of rotational spectra is obtained only for heteronuclear molecules. Similarly, like pure rotational spectra, vibrational rotational spectra is obtained only for heteronuclear molecule which possess permanent dipole moment. Means homonuclear molecule do not exhibit the rotational spectra because they do not possess the dipole moment. Only heteronuclear molecule which possess the permanent dipole moment, they will give the vibrational spectra. Okay, now what happens during the vibration? When suppose in the equilibrium position, the distance between two nuclei of the molecule is r. That is called the equilibrium distance, Re. So what is Re? It is the equilibrium internuclear distance. It is the internuclear distance in the equilibrium position of the two nuclei. But when nuclei, and in the case of rotational spectra, we have assumed that this atom 1 is fixed, atom 2 is fixed, so internuclear distance Re between two atoms of the molecule is fixed. But here, when two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating relative to each other, when two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating or oscillating relative to each other, the internuclear distance R is going to change. Suppose this nuclei comes here. So I have shown to end position of the vibration of the nuclei. Okay. So nuclei 1 is oscillating or vibrating between these two endpoints, and nuclei 2 is also oscillating or vibrating between these two positions. Due to the vibration of the molecule, the internuclear distance R is going to change. Due to because now the nuclei are not fixed. Both the nuclei 1 and nuclei 2 of the molecule are vibrating about the equilibrium position, and due to the vibrational motion of the nuclei, the internuclear distance between two nuclei of the molecule is going to change. If internuclear distance is going to change, then dipole moment, you know the equation of dipole moment. Dipole moment P is equal to charge into distance r. Okay, if r is going to change, dipole moment will change. So now this is the molecule having a changing dipole moment because when two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating about their equilibrium position, when two nuclei of the molecule are vibrating or oscillating about their equilibrium position along the internuclear axis, the distance, internuclear distance between two nuclei of the molecule is going to change. And if internuclear distance r is going to change, the dipole moment of the molecule is going to change. And according to classical electrodynamics, any molecule having a changing or oscillating dipole moment is emit the radiation. Okay. So a heteronuclear molecule, when two different nuclei of a molecule, when two unlike or different nuclei of the molecule are vibrating or oscillating about the internuclear axis, the internuclear distance r is going to change. When two unlike nuclei of the molecule is vibrating about the internuclear axis, due to the vibration of the nuclei, the internuclear distance r is going to change. If internuclear distance r is going to change, the dipole moment is also going to change. So you can say that the heteronuclear molecule has a changing dipole moment or oscillating dipole moment. So this is the heteronuclear molecule. Due to the vibration of the nuclei, the internuclear distance r is going to change, and if internuclear distance r is going to change, the dipole moment is also going to change. So we can say that heteronuclear molecule has a changing dipole moment or oscillating dipole moment. Thus, heteronuclear molecule a heteronuclear molecule is accompanied by oscillating dipole moment. Because its dipole moment is going to change. If internuclear distance r is going to change, the dipole moment of the molecule is continuously changing, and if the dipole moment of the molecule is changing, we can say that the heteronuclear molecule is accompanied by a changing or oscillating dipole moment. And what classical electrodynamics says, any molecule which has a oscillating dipole moment, it always emit the radiation. So such a molecule, so according to classical electrodynamics, such a molecule what is the meaning of such a molecule? Means a molecule having changing dipole moment. So according to classical electrodynamics, a molecule having an oscillating dipole moment will emit the radiation. And when molecule will emit the radiation, we get a emission spectra, that is called the vibrational emission spectra. So a heteronuclear molecule having a oscillating or changing dipole moment is emitting a radiation, and due to the emission of radiation we get a emission spectra. Okay, now here I define one term. I assume that frequency of vibration is denoted by nu oscillation. As in the case of rotational spectra, we have defined the frequency of rotation denoted by nu rot. Similarly, both the nuclei, nuclei 1 and nuclei 2 are vibrating about their equilibrium position. Suppose they are making 1000 vibration in 1 second, then frequency of vibration will be 1000. If they are making 10,000, both the nuclei of the molecule are vibrating 10,000 times in 1 second, then the frequency of vibration of the molecule is 10,000. So frequency of vibration of the nuclei about the internuclear axis is denoted by nu oscillation. So a heteronuclear molecule having a changing dipole moment is emitting the radiation whose frequency is equal to nu oscillation. The frequency of vibration of the molecule is nu oscillation, then such a heteronuclear molecule having changing dipole moment will emit the radiation of the frequency nu oscillation. Okay. On the other hand, now instead of emission spectra we have absorption spectra also. So what happens in the case of absorption spectra? That when radiation, infrared radiation is incident on the molecule will absorb the radiation. It goes from lower vibration level to the upper vibration level and it will give the absorption spectra. So molecule is interacting with the incident infrared radiation. Molecule will absorb the radiation and it goes from lower vibration level to upper vibration level and gives the emission spectra. But the condition is this: the frequency of the incident radiation must be equal to the frequency of vibration of the molecule, nu oscillation. Okay. So I write that picture also. Molecule can interact with incident infrared radiation of frequency nu oscillation and can absorb right here. Molecule can interact with the incident infrared radiation and can absorb the radiation of frequency nu oscillation. So molecule can emit the radiation of frequency nu oscillation. Molecule can emit the radiation of frequency nu oscillation as well as molecule can absorb the radiation of frequency nu oscillation. And when molecule, as I told you earlier, that when molecule absorb a incident infrared radiation of frequency nu oscillation, okay, it goes from lower vibration level to upper vibration level and gives the absorption spectrum. So molecule can interact with the incident infrared radiation. It will absorb the incident infrared radiation of frequency nu oscillation, okay, and gives the absorption spectra. Okay. Okay, now let us see. See, as we have studied in case of rotational spectra, we are getting equidistant rotational lines. In case of rotational spectra, we got equidistant rotational lines. The wave number of the first line is 2b, wave number of the second line is 4b, third line is 6b, fourth line is 8b. So separation between two rotational lines is constant, that is 2. In case of rotational spectra, the rotational lines are equidistant. In case of rotational spectra, the rotational lines are equidistant. The wave number of first line is 2b, second line is 4b, 6b, 8b. So the separation between two rotational line is constant, that is 2b, and that is why we have made the conclusion in the case of rotational spectra that rotational spectra is expected to consist a rotational lines, equidistant rotational lines having a constant separation 2b. Now if you observe the vibrational spectra, suppose I take a HCl molecule. So what is observed in the vibrational spectra of HCl molecule? We get one intense band. The vibrational spectra of HCl molecule consists an intense band, which is known as fundamental band. And this intense band is accompanied by some big bands, whose intensity is less. Okay, so this is the first big band. These are the big bands. This first band is known as first overtone. This is second overtone, and this is the third overtone. Okay. So why we are getting fundamental band, and why the fundamental band is accompanied by big bands, first overtone, second overtone, third overtone, that we will be able to understand when we solve the Schrodinger equation, when we obtain the equation of vibrational energy, when we study the transition of the molecule from one vibrational level to the other. Okay. Currently not understand this, but you have to just remember that vibrational spectra kaisa hota hai? It consists a intense band, which is known as fundamental band, and this fundamental band is accompanied by a number of big bands called overtones. First overtone, second overtone, third overtone, and so on. Okay. If the wave number of fundamental band is omega, then these overtones are approximately obtained. The wave number of first overtone will be nearly 2 omega, 3 omega, 4 omega, and so on. Actually, it is slightly less than 2 omega, slightly less than 3 omega, slightly less than 4 omega. Why it is slightly less than 2 omega? That we will study later on. Okay. So when infrared radiation is incident on the molecule will interact with the infrared radiation, it will absorb the radiation, goes from lower vibrational level to upper vibrational level, and gives this type of vibrational spectrum. So please write down this picture. I don't remember the number. Next picture, which I have shown in the diagram, that vibrational rotational spectra is observed in the absorption. The absorption spectra. The absorption vibrational spectra of HCl molecule. The vibrational absorption spectra of HCl molecule consists in intense band. Consists of an intense band called fundamental band. Accompanied by number of big bands. Called overtones. So I have shown you that which type of spectra we are getting due to the vibrational motion. So if you take HCl molecule, then due to the vibration of HCl molecule, the absorption vibrational spectra of HCl molecule consists. The vibrational spectra of HCl molecule consists an intense band. If you study the absorption spectra of HCl molecule, you will find one intense band which is called fundamental band, and which is accompanied by a number of big bands which is known as overtones. So absorption vibrational spectra of HCl molecule consists an intense band which is called fundamental band, and it is accompanied by a number of big bands called first overtone, second overtone, and third overtone, whose wave number is approximately double, triple times the wave number of the fundamental band. So why we are getting this type of vibrational spectra? Why we are fundamental band, photons, whatever we are getting in this spectra, we will try to understand after solving the Schrodinger equation for the molecule. Okay. So next, on close examination, the fundamental band is found to consist to close maximum. In short, if you study the fundamental, if you see the fundamental band of the molecule, for some molecule it is found that the fundamental band is made up of two lines. Instead of one line, it is made up of two lines or two close maxima. So in close examination, the fundamental band is found to consist to close maxima. That is due to isotopic effect, which is an isotopic effect. For isotopic molecule, instead of one band, you are getting two bands to close maxima for the fundamental band. That is due to the isotopic. I give you one example. Okay, so see the difference between rotational spectra and vibrational spectra. In rotational spectra, we are getting rotational lines. In the rotational spectra is expected to consist of rotational line, equidistance rotational line having constant spacing 2b. While in vibrational spectra consists a intense band called fundamental band, and along with the fundamental band, this fundamental band is accompanied by big bands called first orbital, second orbital, and third orbital. Okay, I show the two maxima for isotopic molecule. I take the example of SCl35 and SCl37. What is SCl? Here the mass of fluid is 37. I'm sorry. So I have shown two maxima for the isotope of HCl. HCl has two isotopes. One is HCl35, the other is HCl37. Here the mass of fluid is 35, here the mass of fluid is 37. So I have shown two isotope of HCl, HCl35 and HCl37. So in case of isotope HCl35 and 37, instead of one fundamental band, we are getting two fundamental bands. We are getting two maximas. On close examination, the fundamental band is found to consist of two maximas for HCl35 and HCl37. For HCl35, we get one fundamental band, one maxima, and the other maxima is obtained for HCl37. Okay. Next important feature, I don't remember the number. Under high resolution, it is found that the fundamental band is not a single band. It is made up of so many number of lines. Why that lines are obtained, that we will discuss later on. But we mentioned this feature that under high resolution, under high resolution, a single band is found. Single band is found under low resolution. You will be able to see only a single band, which is called a fundamental band. But under high resolution, a single band is found to consist of a large number of lines. Under low resolution, we are able to see only one band, that is called fundamental band. But under high resolution, this fundamental band, a single band, is found to consist a large number of lines arranged in a particular manner. This is called the fine structure. That a single fundamental band, when observed under a spectrometer of high resolving power, it is found that a single fundamental band is composed is so many lines. So under high resolution, when fundamental band is observed with a spectrometer of high resolving power, then under high resolution, a single band is not a single band, but it consists a large number of lines arranged in a particular manner. Okay, actually we will study. There are two branches. We will study later on. One branch is called R branch. Other branch is called P branch. Okay? So the lines, the one set of lines, they are forming R branch, and the other set of lines will be forming a P branch. That we will study later on, not now. Okay, now if you study the pattern of these lines, then one central line is missing. This is a missing line. Okay. At the center, one line is missing. Which is known as missing line or null line. So that we also mention in the series of lines which are not equidistant, see, the rotational lines are equidistant. Having a constant separation to be between consecutive rotational lines, but the vibrational lines are not equidistant. So in the series of vibrational lines which are not equidistant, a line is missing at the center of the band. One line is missing at the center of the band. So if you see a series of lines under high resolution, a single band is found to consist a number of lines arranged in a particular manner. In this series of lines which are not equidistant, the central line is missing. Why it is missing, that we will explain later on. This missing line is known as null line. Okay. The missing line is known as null line. So this missing line is called null line. And on both sides of the missing line, we have a number of lines. On both sides of the missing line or null line, we get a series of lines. Okay. On one side the one we get one set of lines, they are forming P branch lines, and on the other side we have another set of lines, they are forming P branch. Okay, how we get P branch and R branch, that we are going to study later on. So I have discussed the salient features. I have discussed the salient features of the molecule, salient features of the vibrational spectra. Next time we will take this. इकतालीस मिनट 5 मिनट 5 मिनट the second article, molecule as a harmonic oscillator. Okay, in this article we will solve the Schrodinger equation for the molecule, considering molecule is a harmonic oscillator, and we will obtain the vibrational energy of the molecule, and so that the molecule has different discrete vibrational levels, and due to the transition of the molecule from one vibrational level to other, it gives the vibrational spectrum. Okay, suppose I take the example of HCl molecule. In equilibrium position, the internuclear distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei is Re. Okay. Now, as I told you that both the nuclei, H nuclei and Cl nuclei, are vibrating around the equilibrium position. Suppose after vibration, the position of Cl nuclei is somewhere here. So now, the distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei will be Re. You have to keep one atom fixed. H atom, if you consider fixed, and Cl atom, due to the vibration of Cl atom, it goes here. Then the new distance between H and Cl will become R. So the internuclear distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei was Re in the equilibrium position, but as I told you that molecule, two nuclei, H nuclei and Cl nuclei of the molecule, are vibrating or oscillating about their equilibrium position along the internuclear axis. So suppose due to the vibration of the molecule, suppose Cl molecule goes here, then the new distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei will be R. So what is the displacement of molecule? So displacement is this much. So the displacement x is equal to nothing but R minus R. So R minus R is the displacement of the molecule. Okay. So we write the Schrodinger equation by considering the molecule as a harmonic oscillation. Okay. So the simplest was yes. The simplest possible assumption about the form of vibration vibrations is to treat the molecule as a harmonic oscillator. We will assume that we will make the assumption that the form of vibration of H nuclei and Cl nuclei is just like the vibration of harmonic oscillator. We will assume that we will make the assumption that the vibration of H nuclei and Cl nuclei about the internuclear axis is similar to the vibration of the harmonic oscillator. So we can treat the molecule as a harmonic oscillator. That thing we must mention, that the simplest possible assumption about the oscillation vibration of H nuclei and Cl nuclei about the internuclear axis is similar to the vibration of harmonic oscillator. So molecule can be treated as a harmonic oscillator. Okay, you know what is the potential energy of harmonic oscillator? You know very well that potential energy of the harmonic oscillator is nothing but half kx square. Okay, so we also take that this molecule having is, when molecule is treated as a harmonic oscillator, we can take the potential energy of the molecule as half kx square, because we treat the molecule as a harmonic oscillator. Okay, I have shown in the figure that in equilibrium position, the internuclear distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei was r. The internuclear distance in equilibrium position, the internuclear distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei is r. Okay, in case of rotational spectra, we have considered Ra as constant. But here, H nuclei and Cl nuclei are vibrating about the equilibrium position. Due to the vibration of H nuclei and Cl nuclei, suppose Cl nuclei goes here after vibration, then the new internuclear distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei will become r. Okay. So Ra was the equilibrium distance between H nuclei and Cl nuclei. After vibration, if Cl nuclei goes to the end point here, then the new separation internuclear distance will be r between H and Cl nuclei. So what is the displacement of the nuclei? The displacement of the nuclei will be x, that is r minus Re. Use the displacement. Okay. So now we write the potential energy. The potential energy under whose influence, the potential energy under whose influence, the potential energy under whose influence the nuclei of molecule vibrates. The potential energy under whose influence the nuclei of the molecule vibrates is parabolic, because you know that half kx square is the equation of parabola. So the potential energy under whose effect the nuclei of the molecules are vibrating, they have the form half kx square. So the potential energy under whose influence the nuclei vibrate is parabolic and has the form. What is the potential energy of harmonic oscillator? Okay, and has the form. The potential energy of the harmonic oscillator is given by half kx square. So potential energy of harmonic oscillator is given by half kx square, because we treat the molecule as a harmonic oscillator and the potential energy of the harmonic oscillator is half kx square. So here we consider that the potential energy of the vibrating molecule is half kx square. What is k? K is the force constant, and it is given by m omega square. K is the force constant which is given by m omega square. And what is x? What is x? I have shown in the diagram. X is the displacement of oscillator. Displacement x is the displacement of oscillator from equilibrium position. So x is the displacement of the oscillator from the equilibrium position. So we have studied this thing in 11th class standard, that potential energy of oscillator, harmonic oscillator, is half kx square, where k is the force constant, its equation is m omega square, and x is the displacement. X is the displacement of the nuclei, displacement of the oscillator from the equilibrium position. In the diagram I have shown the displacement of Cl nuclei is x is equal to r minus r. Okay, so we can write like this: the potential energy is half kx square. K is the force constant. K is the force constant, and displacement of CL nuclei is x, that is r minus I. So you can write x equal to r minus Re square. Okay. If you substitute this potential energy in the Schrodinger equation, you will get the vibrational energy of the molecule. So what is the Schrodinger equation? So the wave equation, Schrodinger wave equation, describing vibrational motion of the molecule. So let us start with the Schrodinger wave equation describing the vibrational motion of the molecule will be, what is the Schrodinger equation? You are very much familiar with it. D square psi upon dx square plus 2 mu upon h cross square E minus bx psi is equal to 0. You should know the meaning of each and every term. Psi is the eigenfunction of the vibrating molecule that we are going to obtain by solving this. Mu is the reduced mass. Suppose you consider HCl molecule, then mu is the reduced mass of this molecule, HCl molecule. H cross is the Planck constant, which is equal to h upon 2 pi. Is the total energy of the molecule, Bx is the potential energy, and psi is the eigenfunction of the molecule. If you substitute the value of potential energy and solve the Schrodinger equation, you will get the vibrational energy of the molecule. And finally, there is d square psi upon dx square plus, okay, if you put h cross is equal to h upon 2 pi, if you put h cross is equal to h upon 2 pi here, then you will get 8 pi square mu upon h square is the total energy of the oscillator. And as I told you, if you treat the molecule as a harmonic oscillator, the potential energy of the oscillator will be half ax square, psi is equal to 0. So this is the Schrodinger equation for the molecule treated as a harmonic oscillator. The Schrodinger equation is d square psi upon dx square plus 2 mu upon h cross square or 8 pi square mu upon h square E minus the potential energy of the oscillator is half ax square, psi is equal to 0. Next lecture we will solve this Schrodinger equation. We will get the vibrational energy of the molecule and then discuss the vibration structure. Thank you so much.